Hello, dear Patreons and channel members, and welcome to yet another exclusive video here on Patreon or YouTube. I'm not sure where you're watching this, but today I have already started some things over here and I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing. Today is my day off and I have a lot planned for my spiritual practice. Let me get my to-do list. So concerning my spiritual practice, today I have offerings to do for my entities. I'm gonna do that later this afternoon after my tarot client of the day. I have a psychic oil to craft. I have a not a veil, it's a bandana that I want to prepare for like channeling messages. I want to use that item whenever I am consulting an oracle to like open the right channels and close whatever it is that's supposed to not be open during a reading. What else? Yeah, that's basically it. And also I wanted to recharge my protection ring. If you have been watching the channel, my YouTube channel, for a while, you probably have seen a ring that I use a lot, which is like there's a blue eye on this ring. That's my protection ring. I don't use it all the time. I decided to save it for certain occasions, and that's what I have going on here. I'm gonna get the camera and show you a little bit better what I am doing on my spellcasting table. So here we have a little something. What's going on here? Inside the shell, like if you look here, there's my ring, there's the little eye. I made a mixture of herbs. I've added, I think it's called lemongrass. In French, it's called citronnelle. I've put cloves. This on top is juniper, and there's also rosemary. So I put the ring inside this herbal mixture of protective herbs. Then I got this candle and I have anointed it with my protection oil. This recipe I called all-purpose protection oil. You can find it here on Patreon on the Spells by the Moon folder if you take a look. I have anointed the ring with that oil, saying some words of what I want this ring to bring as far as protection goes. I've also anointed the candle and I've written some words on it from the top down, and I have put it here to burn. It's a small candle. It takes like around 2 hours for this candle to burn. I think it is perfect for the days that I have many things to do and I don't have that much time, and that's exactly the case. So I'm gonna let this candle burn down and immediately put the ring to use. Now, while this candle is burning and that thing is while this is doing its thing, I'm gonna get a little container, this shell, and I am going to mix some mugwort and rosemary. I'm gonna make a little incense blend for psychic ability, and that is going to be the mixture that I will apply on the bandana I have just mentioned. This is a like huge bandana, and I want it to like at the same time like channel the right messages but also protect my head while like my communication is open, if that makes sense. So mugwort and rosemary. Let's go. It is important to mention that I have washed this bandana previously, so it is physically clean. Now I am going to put in the correct energies that I have intended for it. So here's the mixture. I only put 1 teaspoon of mugwort, 1 teaspoon of rosemary. This should be enough. So I'm gonna put this a little bit to the side here and bring the fire safety kit forward. So these are the things that I use whenever I am dealing with charcoal discs and burning things. I think I'm gonna only use this one this time. This is a marble piece. I bought this very cheap at some decoration store, and the thing about marble, or I don't know, I would say stones in general, I'm not really sure, but this holds heat very well. Whenever I put a charcoal charcoal disc on these little guys here, they get very hot. It's impossible to hold them, and I have had some accidents on some surfaces of my house and etc. It is complicated, you know, when the charcoal disc is lit. Containing the heat is complicated, but I've found that this piece, which I paid like $4 at the time, it holds the heat perfectly and it does not get hot itself, so recommended. So here's the charcoal disc. Let's get started. So you have to let, for those of you who don't know, you have to allow this little sparkling thing that goes around. You have to let it go all the way around to make sure that your charcoal disc is lit. You see, once it goes all around the charcoal disc, your disc is ready to burn some stuff. Oh, it fell on my hand. And it starts getting like those parts like this, you see? Now it's ready. I'm gonna place it in here. And add my herbal mixture. We have it, consecrated bandana. Last but not least, I am going to craft a psychic oil. I'm still not sure what I'm gonna call exactly this oil. It's just gonna be psychic oil for now, for lack of like a better idea. And I have all the ingredients over here with me. I'm gonna show them to you. The base oil this time around is going to be grapeseed oil. I have always used sunflower oil because it is very easy to find. You can find sunflower oil at any supermarket. It is super easy to get your hands on, but I wanted to experiment with something else. Grapeseed oil is an oil that does not go rancid over time. Sunflower oil takes a long time, but it does go rancid. So I wanted to try something else, and I've heard that almond oil is very good for crafting magical oils, but also is grapeseed oil. So that's what I'm going for today, and it is cheaper than almond oil. So here we go, grapeseed oil. I'm gonna need a little glass bottle, glass container, and here I have a very good tip for you. Always be on the lookout at your local grocery store, supermarket, whatever, because you might find some source of nice little bottles like I have. I would say that every week almost, I go to the supermarket and I get one of these things, which is some liquid seasoning kind of thing. And I don't use the content. I throw it all out and I get this paper out as well, I take it off. I only buy it for the bottle. I have, I think, 4 of them already. It's a little bit like a pain in the ass to clear out the bottle of the paper and the glue and everything, but it's a great like tiny bottle source that I have right beside my house, and each bottle costs me $3. So it's a great deal. Now, a glass little bottle. Also in this oil, because it's a psychic oil, I am going to include mugwort, star anise, 1 cowrie shell. I'm gonna look for a very small, teeny tiny one in here, because cowrie shells, they are very like rooted in my ancestry. So 1 cowrie shell. I would say that the cowrie shell is completely optional for other people. This is like something very personal to me. You don't need to include cowrie shells in your oil if it doesn't mean anything to you. And concerning essential oils, I'm gonna add jasmine essential oil and some marijuana oil, cannabis sativa, grown in France. I'm gonna add this. It's the oil from the seed of cannabis. Last but not least, I'm gonna add some dried dandelion. And here we have it. Let's craft an oil. Something very important to do is to label your oils with the name of the oil and the date you've crafted it. So that's what I am going to do now. What should I call it? Psychic oil is kind of, I don't know, kind of lame, kind of boring. I'm gonna call it Seer's Touch, I think. So my dears, this is what I have for you for my like personal practice and things that I have been doing for myself lately. I know that many people are curious about like seeing what is it exactly that I do, how I do it, what I use. So here you go. I hope this was interesting to watch, and I'm gonna see you soon with another post, okay? Remember, practice makes perfect. So let's go, Richin. Bye bye.